So here we are. It's been 1.5 years since we talked about this guitar, and the plan was that we'll have a home studio, we'll do recordings for you guys, and to take this guitar from zero to hero, and a lot of plans and a lot of talking, but didn't happen. But okay, I was busy. It was really a busy 1 year, and on top we have the damn pandemic, and still ongoing actually. So until now we haven't had the time, but here we are. So today we will start at least to talk about what to do with this guitar and what to do with any guitar actually, and small tips, small already heads up of what's to come, and well, we'll take it from there. So let's do this. Basically, without even going to any details, when I want to work on a guitar, there are a couple of things I have learned the very hard way. One, never do it on a solid table, massive wood, whatever, because I have had moments where I drilled that table, which was my dining table, and there has been moments, many moments actually, and honestly, that I have spilled glue, which CA glue, which never came off, and many more. So what I always do is I have a towel, and I will tell you why not a mat, but a towel. But I always have a towel, and then I lay the guitar on the solid surface after I lay the towel. Many reasons. First of all, you don't want to scratch the guitar on the back, and maybe later on when you turn it around, also on the front. Like the knobs and stuff can be sometimes quickly damaged if you don't have anything soft under it, so better have it. And then because of the tuning knobs, and also not to have a stable, just to have a stable surface, I always use a block, padded block in both ways. Mainly I use this for the acoustic, and this one goes for the electrics, and I just lay it like this here, anywhere, and it's going to be much more easier, much more sturdier to walk on and to study with. Number one, that was tip number one. Tip number two, or maybe tip number 0, always have or the best tools or the best tools that you can afford. When you're going on a build or when you're going on a repair, you don't go for the shitty tools. If you go for the shitty tools, you can really you can have a catastrophe. And it doesn't mean that you should have the most expensive tools. It's just have good ones. Yeah, I will talk about a bit of the tools. What do you need usually, and then we will take it from there, right? So, first things first. I will just cover the brand. No need, and nothing to do with the brand actually. But have a good, small enough, chargeable, rechargeable screwdriver set, and good tips for the screwdriver. Never go for the shit. You will need this quite often. I mean, just on the pickguard there is 8 to 11 screws, and then 4 screws on the back, 2 screws here, 2 to 6 screws under here, 2 more screws, 6 more screws. You will need it. You will need a good one, a soft one, where you can work easily and you don't have to drill or break the pickguard or plastic parts. So if you are not used to using it, so please don't go all the way, go more than half the way. So do the shitty job with this one and then complete it with a normal screwdriver. Yeah, you will need this for sure. Wire cutters, you will need it always. I always have a nosy plier, small ones, and yeah, a lot of tips, Allen wrenches, you will need them, small drilling bits, small screwdrivers, you will need them. And then, if you are going to have a guitar for life, yeah, or maybe even 2 guitars for life, please invest on this. This is a scale ruler, and this is a flat ruler. So one side is Gibson, I marked it here, so it's 25.5, and the other, it's Gibson, so it's 24.75 scale, and the other side is a Fender, it's a 25.5 scale. I will show you how to use it, but have it. It's very important to make a good neck adjustment, relief adjustment, and to actually see if your instrument is still in good shape. So have one. This is steel printed. I think I bought it over eBay for 10-15 euros, nothing more. It's not the best quality, but it is straight. It has to be straight, and it's steel, so it's with me forever. Yeah. What else do we need? A fret rocker. This is a fret rocker. We will talk about how to use a fret rocker, why to use a fret rocker, but this is an essential tool. Although you might think that maybe you don't need it, you will need it for the rest of your life as long as you have a guitar at home. This is a perfect tool for trying to understand what's going on your fretboard when it comes to the frets. We will talk about it. And some fret files. If you're going to fret your files, if you're going to file your frets, you need a protector to put like this so that you can, without damaging. I will all do close-ups for these, but without damaging your fretboard, you can use it. And some small, tiny bits and pieces of small files. These are for the nuts. We will come to the nut and we will talk about it when we are down in the nut. And have a good spray cleaner. Doesn't necessarily have to be this brand. I don't really care. I've used Dunlop. This is the Dario. So it's really up to you what to use. But have one. And if you don't have one, don't go for industrial cleaning. Just real soap, bath soap and warm water will do fine, but where to use it, where not to use it, we'll talk about it. And only for rosewood, make sure you have a lemon oil. Oil, what we're forgetting down here is the most important part of any guitar build. Bam. And that is actually the most important part of any build. Anything at home, the eau de cologne of every man alive, WD-40. Have one. We will use it for many places, and I will tell you where and where not to use. There's a lot of discussions about using them in the pots or not. I've been using them, but carefully. Yeah, we will talk about this. And the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail, or this small container, is only needed for the screws. There will be a lot of screws. We talked about it already, like 20 we counted. And you will always need 1 or 2 of this, because if you start messing around and losing your screws, you are pretty much screwed. So please have 1 container or 2 containers, depending on how far you can, easily separate one from the other. I always have a soft rag, and I'm sorry, but it's looking a bit dirty, but I don't mind, because it's doing the job for, I don't know, I think 4 years now. I think I bought this from Lithuania, Vilnius, Senukai, and it's like 4 or 5 years and it's still in rock-on condition. Yeah. By the way, just why I use a towel but not a mat, because a lot of people are using mats, but what I have found over time is like when I drop, for example, a screw on the mat, it bounces, and sometimes I lose it. Yes, I'm clumsy, so I use a towel. On the towel, it just doesn't bump or bounce. So if it falls, and you just can easily take it. And also one more tip, I I know that there is a lot of people now having access to 3D printers. This I have seen 3D printed many times, so have a look. I mean, if it makes sense, you can just ask your friend, or you can download it from thingiverse.com and just print it for yourself. Just don't forget the padding, and of course, if it's plastic and if you're using on a solid surface, make sure that you have some kind of, maybe small stoppers, so that you will not slide the neck when you're working on it. Yeah, I believe this is basically it. And of course, nevertheless, double-sided tape. I mean, I use this one. I will try to show you. Yeah, so this is very thin double-sided tape that you peel off this red part, and then I use it for sanding. This is a radius block. If you are working on the guitar, depending on the radius of your guitar, I think this is a 10 radius. Gibsons are 12. Most of the Fenders are 9.5, and then there is 7/4. So depending on what you have, please try to have a block sander. I prefer aluminum, not wood, not steel, because actually with wood over time you lose the rigidity. It might move even from winter to summer, or you leave it on the heat, or you forget it somewhere on the sun. So I don't like it. And not steel, of course, because aluminum is like forever, and it's much lighter and also non-rusting, so not corrosive. As you see, I use both sides. I mean, here there is nothing, because we will talk about this, but this guy doesn't need any sanding, and this is 12, so I will not use this. But I use it also for flat sanding, because it's really perfect surface. These are like really, whatever we are talking around is like 10-15 euros. Couple of euros lemon oil, couple of euros spray cleaner, couple of euros WD-40. This is not couple of euros. This is more than couple of euros, but this you will use over the years. So you can consider it as an investment, and I think these were like really and you can get this cut already if you know someone that has access to CNC, or you can just do it yourself. Yeah. So I think it's more or less getting there. So what do you plan to do with this guitar? Oh.